that the side across from the right angle is called the hypotenuse, and it is the C in a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's the longest side. Write out Pythagorean theorem. A big mistake that I usually see students do is they just put a plus b equals c, which is not right. It has to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Just point that out. Okay, now plug in your sides. We know that the two legs are x minus 2 and x minus 4. So I'm going to put those in parentheses because they're quantities. And c is x, so x squared. I really should have done that lower. Okay. I'm going to put an arrow. Give myself a little bit more room. So this will turn out to be x minus 2 times itself plus x minus 4 times itself is equal to x squared. Go ahead and double distribute if you've not already. There's still a lot of simplifying that needs to happen. Someone please tell me what's the first thing I should probably do to simplify this mess. Emma? Great, let's do that. So 2x squared minus 12x plus 20 equals x squared. What's the next thing I should do? Mira? You can divide by 2. Hold that thought, though. You're not necessarily wrong, but there's something we should do first. Finn?
Bring the x squared to the other side.
Yeah, let's do that first. And then we'll see if we can divide by 2. Because I think we're going to end up with a value of 1, which is good. So we wouldn't have to divide. So we get x squared minus 12x plus 20 is equal to 0. What am I going to do next? That looks familiar, DJ? If you want to do completing the square, you could do that. I don't know if we need to do that. Nancy? Probably could factor. So what would my two numbers be? What is it? Negative 10, negative 2. So we're multiplying to 20. We're adding to negative 12. You could, like DJ said, you could move the negative 20 or move 20 to the other side and then complete the square. But since it's already factorable, that's a little quicker. So I'm going to do that instead. Okay, write your factors. X minus 10 times the quantity x minus 2 is equal to 0. So we get x is equal to
10
and
2.
Yay! Only one of these numbers actually will make sense. Can you please discuss with the person closest to you which number is actually going to make sense?
I think it's 2.
So get rid of the 2. We don't need to deal with that. We're going to deal with the 10. So my side lengths would be, tell the person closest to you. Oh, you guys are saying it wrong. It's 6, 8, 10. Yeah, it's 6, 8, 10, right?
I was singing at my kitchen last night.
Owen, Judah, and Alex were singing it in PE, and I just about...
It says, and I saw a lot of us on our homework who did not, we either like skipped this one, or I didn't see any work for this one. So it's similar to the one you did on your homework where you were finding the area of each triangle, round intermediate values, so the values as you go, to the nearest tenth, use rounded values to calculate the next value. Okay, good. Good. So nearest tenth, which means 1 decimal place as you go. All right. We want to find the area of each triangle. Let's remind ourselves. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And why is that?
Because that's the only part you have to, like,
Yeah.
the hypotenuse and the base.
Right. So ignore this triangle on the right side for now. We're going to focus on the little one. And I'm just going to call that side x. So you have to solve for the height first, because if you're going to find the area of this triangle, you're going to have the height. Okay. And it's a right triangle, which is how we know for sure it is a height. So let's go ahead and write Pythagorean theorem. This is not a Pythagorean triple, unfortunately, so we're going to have to solve it out. I know that the side across from the right angle is C, so that would be 8 is C. So 5 squared plus x squared is equal to 8 squared. What is 5 squared? What is 8 squared? Bring down the rest. Subtract. $43. And we have to take the, is my math right?
I got 30.
Subtraction's where I fail. I don't know what I did. I subtracted by 21 for some reason. That's not right.
I just left in the square root of 39.
So,
Fine.
so I'm going to do what it says. So since it says, if you, like on your assignments, if you want to leave it in a square root and work with that, that's great. I'm going to do what it says. It says round the intermediate values to the nearest tenth. So could someone raise your hand and tell me, after you take the square root of 39, round it to the nearest tenth, 1 decimal place, what would it be? 6.2. Okay, so that is our height. Now we need the other part of the base. So we need this length, which I'm going to call y. You know that the blue side is 6.2, right? Let's label it.
If you left in the square root
Use Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to do it over here. Again, the side across from the right angle is C, so 15 is C. You should know 15 squared. 225. Now, as Emma said, the square root of 39 is 6.2. So technically, it might be better to use like root 39 squared here,
But then why can't you just?
because then it would be 39, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully my subtraction is better this time. Subtract 39. Thanks. Take the square root of that.
13.64.
So round it to the nearest tenth.
Oh. 14.6. 13.6. Sorry.
Okay, good. Triangle, and I'm going to go ahead and use it says use the rounded values to calculate. Okay, so the area of the blue one would be the base times height divided by 2. So,
Are we calling the other one the green one?
yeah, 5 times 6.2 divided by 2.
42.1.
Do you guys agree? What did you get?
No.
I disagree with that as well.
You get 15.5.
I got 15.
Cheese.
I got 15.
That sounds right. Yeah, 15.5. Do we have units? No. So units squared. U squared. That'll work for me. The blue one. Or no, green. What am I talking about? So we know that the y value is, what we get? 13.6. So 13.6 times 6.2 divided by 2. 42, we're gonna round to the 10th, so 42.2 units squared. And then the last one is the actual larger triangle. You can add them up. Or you could do the calculation again. If you're doing this like on your homework and if it only asks for the area of the larger triangle, then just get the two values and multiply the base times the height. Could someone raise your hand, please? Tell me what you got for the area, the larger one, Julian. Good. 37. Oh, 57?
Oh, yeah.
57.
It's 57. Wait,
I
no,
thought
it would
I-
be 67.
No, it'd be 57.
It's 50.
That'd be 57.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
57.
I can do that.
It says 57.